I'm gonna put these trigger warnings on screen now because technically in the first video I do put them on screen, but I say to an extent. However, these are not to an extent, they're kind of just straight up. So nobody knows about this situation outside of my friend group and my personal life. However, my groomer does have a slight track record of making public accounts from time to time, and she also likes editing, and some of her edits have gotten popular on TikTok before she took them down, and I don't want her to have an internet presence anymore. If the best way I'm able to eliminate any possibility of her coming back is to make all of this public, then, so be it. As far as I know, she doesn't have any public accounts. However, when I originally cut her off, I did say, hey, maybe actually try talking to other people and making, public accounts to get in contact with people. However, I no longer believe in that, and I want her internet presence entirely removed. I already have screenshots I need to bring up in therapy, so I don't care if she deletes her accounts. The first video isn't as heavy as the second one because the first video is going over me and her's history, as well as bringing up some screenshots of when she emotionally and mentally abused me when I was a kid. And then the second video is specifically going over the grooming, which is a lot more heavy, and I also don't censor anything in those screenshots, so they're a lot harder to read. If you don't care about me and her's history, skip to this timestamp and that will play the video where I go over the screenshots of her being gross with me. However, if you want to know some context beforehand, I had watched the first video. So here they are. Thank you.
This has been several years coming. Welcome to the most comprehensive video I will ever be making regarding Autumn, or as some people know them as, Dior. My history with Autumn stems over the span of almost a decade, as well as some people I know, and a lot has happened within that time frame. I only just recently cut Autumn off for the final time, and now that they're gone, I figured now's a good time to properly document my history for other people to see if they want, and so I won't forget anything. Again, because brain go wee. I'm not gonna spend too long on the introduction, as basically everyone in my life knows who Autumn is. Considering my wonderful life choices, I haven't met a single person who's been in my life that hasn't seen or heard of Autumn. But here's a mini refresher anyway. Autumn on October 11th, 2003, was one of my friends from 2018 to only a few weeks ago. At least as I'm writing the script, God knows how long this will take. There was an 11-month period where I had her cut off, only for us to get back in contact during the transition to 2022. I'll be referring to these times as phases, just to make things easier. During the first phase of our friendship, Autumn and I had a constantly sporadic on and off relationship that she had told me she hoped to span on to when either of us turned 18 so we can meet up. What she planned to do with me, I have no idea. Luckily, that never came to fruition despite a couple plans with my parents. This relationship was not healthy in the slightest, and has forever ruined the way I speak to people, both romantically and platonically, and caused my later relationship with to be more mentally exhausting both during and after its duration. Some of the screenshots I'm going to show will not be in chronological order, as I don't think it's necessary to format it that way, but also because Autumn was known to make a brand new alt account every 2 weeks, and probably has so many emails that they could have taken up 60% of Google's data leak. But I tried to list the general events in order as much as I could. I'd also like to make a small note that a good chunk of this will only be my testimony, as during the first half of our relationship, I didn't think to screenshot anything. If I did, it's lost to time, and I might only have very scattered bits of it. We mostly spoke in Steam statuses, which automatically delete if you don't comment on them, and it shouldn't be a surprise to know that she rarely ever spoke in the comments. The same goes with Steam DMs, which automatically delete every other day and don't save your conversations at all. Autumn didn't change or improve during this duration, so her behavior will be more consistent either way. The only thing you could get any whiplash from would be my responses to everything. So, let's get into the fun stuff. The two of us first met on Steam in 2018. It turns out at the time I had actually heard of Autumn from my online friend group. Someone named Bella, who will be brought up much later, had brought up someone by the name of Mia several times. All I knew was Mia wasn't liked and had a track record of things I didn't know about, but Bella had stayed friends with her anyway. I'd asked a few times to meet Mia, or at least say hi, as I was a very social kid, but this never came to fruition. Until a certain art piece Bella had made, which I'll check to see if it's still up, but I honestly don't think it is, considering how privatized that account is now. Just from vague memories, I saw a comment thread happening under the post, and as I had done a lot back then, I joined the conversation. Something else to note about me is I absolutely loved to roleplay as a kid. I would jump into random Steam group chats with strangers and come up with absolute bangers that I still think about from time to time. So that's what I did. I roleplayed with them, one person being Bella, the other being Staria. I did some dumb things like giving Staria head pats and booping them on the nose, which eventually led to them sending me a friend request. I never rejected friend requests as a kid, and most of my Steam friends list now is full of those people who randomly added me and I accepted it. The only difference being none of them fucked over my entire life. As most of you know, and others may have guessed by now, Staria, Mia, and Autumn are all the same person. I didn't know this at the time, and from what I can remember, I didn't find out until much later, but that was after I had already been isolated. She immediately started texting me and posting about me in statuses, and I honestly felt really happy. I loved having friends, online or off. This led to a few accounts adding me after asking about me, one of them claiming to be Autumn's brother. Keep that in mind. This friend group then expanded, and I was having a fantastic time. But at some point down the line, Autumn and her brother started texting me around the same time. Her brother claimed that she had a crush on me and wanted to know how I felt, only for a few minutes later I got a text asking about it and was told not to worry about it and he was just trying to prank me. This happened for what felt like a while, though I'll never truly know, until she finally texted me asking me out. From timestamps I do have, this happened not even a week after she added me, and for some goddamn reason, most likely me wanting to make her happy, I agreed to start dating her, and I posted this artwork the same day. A little bit after, when Bella asked me how we got together, she told me that Autumn didn't have a brother, and when I asked, she confirmed to me that it was an alternate account she puppeteered to ask me out, but tricked me so I'd be more open to answer. That's how everything started. I wasn't gonna go into detail on it, but I want to bring it up to demonstrate how she started isolating me from my friends. I was best friends with someone named Haley. They surprisingly still have me added on both Steam and Discord, and I honestly wouldn't mind talking again. And before you ask, we're the same age. We would talk every single day, make OCs with each other, and roleplay all the time. My parents very quickly learned of Haley's presence as we would play video games all day, and they encouraged me to branch out my art style from only using the circle and line tool in MS Paint. A little bit before Autumn added me, they confessed to me that they had a huge crush on me but didn't know what to do about it. I'd rejected them at the time because I thought I was straight, only for a month or so later I got with Autumn, and I didn't have the foresight to see how badly this would hurt them. And it did. They messaged me their grief and I comforted them, but when I told Autumn about it, she told me that it sounded really guilt-trippy, that she was only saying that so we would break up and I'd get with her instead, and I didn't know who to believe. I don't remember how that situation ended, but slowly, me and Haley grew apart until we stopped talking altogether. Please note that this isn't the only time something like this will happen. I had Discord in April 2018, as you can see on my profile. Fun fact, this actually wasn't to talk to Autumn, kind of. Bella and her had actually warned me of someone in this friend group who was a major creep, and 6 years my senior, and he too had just barely asked me out, so they told me they could explain their history in a call. I did end up using Discord regularly as I now understood the hype. Me and Autumn had been on and off breaking up at this point, but during the times we were together, I got Discord on a tablet and could properly call. I asked a few times, but she declined, stating she was too nervous to speak, so I let her be. She also made me my very own Google account, which I'd never had up to this point, so I also had a YouTube channel, which everyone knows by now was Vanilla Dirt Cake. She started uploading videos with her voice, which I'd absolutely gush over, which is very embarrassing now. We did eventually call, and we ended up calling very frequently towards the end of 2018, which is when everything goes absolutely to shit. On Discord and Steam, she made several alternate accounts to act as different people and interact with me. To balance this out, I made an alternate Steam account myself that added every single one of these accounts. I eventually stopped using my main outside of playing games since nobody there interacted with me. Besides Scootaloo loves Sans, the same went for Discord despite having all my friends added. By this point, I was dealing with other pieces of shit like so I already wasn't having a good time, but I always had my on/off girlfriend there for me. I honestly don't remember much from this point in my life, as I was always stressed no matter where I went, but I do obviously remember that she would make new accounts. Constantly. She would also keep me up until ungodly hours of the morning, using these alternative accounts to make stories that she was about to kill herself, and I apparently needed to be there. The thing was, I had no power in any of this. All I could do was text. I don't know if I have access to any of the chats, and I kind of don't want to read through those ever again, but there would be times where I'd ask these supposed people if they could deal with it themselves so I could go to bed, or I'd beg to go to bed, and it was early in the morning. I had school, but I'd be scolded and yelled at, or called a horrible person for not caring, or that Autumn would kill herself if she knew I had left. Like I was the only thing keeping her alive. It was my responsibility to be there as her partner, or even if I wasn't. If I wasn't there, she'd kill herself. If I needed to do something else, like go to bed because I had school that morning and needed to deal with Caleb, she'd kill herself. And if I had friends, she'd kill herself. During 5th grade, I was very frantic to keep my friend group alive. If you don't know what happened in 5th grade, you don't know me. We all know that a whiny little bitch who decided that if he can't be friends with us, then nobody could. Fucking awesome. Fuck you too. But obviously, I was not in a very good mental state. This is the point in my life where my disorders really shone through. They had partially affected me before, but coincidentally, when I met Autumn, suddenly everything went to shit. The point is, I was already freaking out. Autumn convinced me my parents were untrustworthy because they didn't fully understand what was happening to me at school, and other things were happening to me at the time that I will never bring up to anyone. I don't care who you are, but if you knew me at the time, you know what I'm talking about. They used every vulnerable moment in my life against me to convince me that the people around me were manipulative, guilt-trippy, or didn't care about me. One of the most specific times I can remember was when me and my friend Lucy, who most of you knew as, were live streaming a lot. I'd be on call while she played something in the background, and we named it Livestream Buddies. I made an announcement about it and linked people to the stream, only to go on Steam a bit later and see that Autumn was having a bit of a meltdown. When I asked her what was wrong, one of those fucking alt accounts stepped in for her. I will forever remember what she said, and it still gives me a chill down my spine when I remember that this was being said about an 11-year-old. She's just sitting on the couch, staring at the ceiling, repeating, "Snap his neck, snap his neck." After this, I started to distance myself from my friends. I did it because I was scared that if I hung out with them, I'd be putting them in danger, since she also convinced me that she would be coming to visit me that December. Now, we saw each other in person all the time, but outside of that, and maybe on YouTube, I went silent. When friends would try to get me to hang out, I'd come up with some excuse. I stopped doing the live streams. There's also a very notable instance from Thanksgiving. As 5th grade went on, when Autumn broke up with me, I actually got with another friend of mine, who I won't name, as I don't know if they want me to. I don't really consider that a relationship, nor do I consider them an ex, but either way, Autumn was absolutely pissed. We were together for, I think, 2 months before we broke up, but that friend then made a post saying they had a crush on Autumn, and she dived in like a vulture. During Thanksgiving, Autumn said something to me. I don't remember any of it. I don't remember what it was. I don't even have vague memories of it. All I know is on Thanksgiving, I asked not to eat. I went to my grandparents' house and hid upstairs in their bedroom and cried my eyes out. But I can't remember what it was for the life of me, which is funny considering how much I do remember. Especially from this. So how was Autumn able to do something so horrible that I wiped it from my mind? I'll never know. Autumn later posted a vent on their account that claimed my friend had guilted and manipulated them to stay in call by sending pictures of a knife and saying they'd hurt themselves. My friend had a decent-sized channel at the time, so a lot of people saw this and started hounding them. I told them I didn't want to be friends with them anymore, and for the next 2 weeks, I ostracized them from my friend group. We didn't have phones at the time, and the tablets we did have wouldn't connect to the Wi-Fi, so they instead took pictures on one of their handheld consoles and showed it to me at school. which is honestly really funny now. The picture showed Autumn manipulating them, and for some godforsaken reason, bad-mouthing me, calling me annoying and whiny, a bitch, all of that. These pictures are very much lost to time, and I can't tell if it's better that way, or if I should have found a way to keep them so I could have shown them how much they didn't change, but I'm sure you can imagine I was not happy with them, and when I confronted them, they fell off the face of the earth for another 2 weeks. I can't remember what happened then, but as you might have guessed, we made up, much to my friend's dismay. Another note I'd like to make right before this, Autumn had convinced me this person was bad, so they made me another Google account to switch channels on, but I let them know about it anyway. When Autumn posted that vent, I made my own post asking about it, only for Autumn to log into my account and take it down and tell me it was a bad idea because they wouldn't listen. Luckily, this is the only time they've logged into my account to take something down, but it also goes to show the type of hand they had in the situation. Okay, going off script a little bit, I'm gonna yap about some stuff I don't know where to put or that I feel like it should be important, but right when me and Autumn got together, I noticed Bella would ask me a lot, like, oh, where's my grandkids? And I was like, oh, that's a funny joke. But as I'm sure nobody's going to be surprised, Autumn did consistently ask me to do erotic roleplays. I do remember I did one, except I sucked at it, and they complained that I sucked at it because all I did was spam the M key the whole time. So I don't know what you wanted from me, pal. I was 10. Now we get into the meat of the worst time of my life, 2019. This was the height of what happened to me in 5th grade. Had a complete hold over me and my friends. That thing I won't mention also reached a boiling point, and Autumn by this point had a firm grip on me. If I'm being honest, I hardly even remember what was happening at school. Not because of what I was doing, but because I honestly don't even remember that I went. But I did. My posts show me that I did, as well as what I was talking about. I just don't remember being with my friends. I don't even remember considering them as my friends despite everything. I know I did, but my school life felt so distant from my quote-unquote main life that I can't recognize them as the same time period. Every memory I have from this year was with Autumn, staying up late at night, talking to those alt accounts, and the sad part is, I knew exactly what to say and how to play the game. I knew her game better than she did, no matter how often she tried to switch it up, but I also became extremely apathetic. The only emotion I ever really expressed would be when I lashed out, but she obviously didn't like that. I remember her complaining to me that I became apathetic, and I have a little treat regarding that later, but who set that system up? 2 things are important here. She made up a person named Max, and Bella is about to be violently thrown back into the picture from here in. Max was supposedly someone who had the same Discord account and would interrupt the middle of our conversations. We would be having a usual conversation, and then he would type WTF, what the fuck, to announce his entrance, and I'd be forced to have the rest of my day be related to fixing some kind of fuck up with him, or inevitably go back down the getting Autumn out of suicide shtick, as well as yelling at me, or making me feel like shit for how I, quote unquote, was treating Autumn, what I needed to do better, etc. There was also another guy named 21 who was a pedophile, but who cares about him? There were some inside jokes we made at the time, but this became my life day after day, the only difference being the change in characters. Fun fact, a good chunk of these became her cheating on me with these people and apologizing every time I rightfully got upset. But I also got used to it, and it got so bad that if I didn't feel that stabbing pain in my chest every day, I felt empty. So I kept going. I don't remember what I did with my friends. I don't remember how 5th grade ended besides the very last day. I only remember this. 6th grade wasn't much better. Same thing, except I had also just met Steph. I brought Autumn up immediately when we met, and of course the on/off breakup thing happened, but this time, she got with Steph. It didn't even last a week. Honestly, I don't think it even lasted 2 days. But oh boy, I sure do remember Autumn telling Steph, finally, someone who doesn't say I don't know when I ask if they love me. But, you know, life goes on. Update, I just spoke to Steph in the hit year 2025, and Autumn said that they had to date if Steph wanted to be a good friend. And also, you know Max? Yeah, same thing. They'd use Max to chew out Steph, and then when they broke up, they made Steph feel like it was his fault, and that he broke it off. I think he did, but like, my point still stands. And overall, treated Steph like shit, just expected nothing was gonna happen. Burn. I don't remember much from 6th grade either. But you know what I do remember? The pandemic. When I was stuck inside, you know damn well I only had one person to go to. This marks the day where the suicide stories finally came to the halt, but that doesn't mean I was free just yet, because they instead introduced this new thing called physical empathy, which meant that if someone died in a video game, video, picture, whatever, they'd feel it and die, and I'd have to wait a bit for them to revive. And of course, the alternate accounts were updating me on the process as it was happening. I was so tired, I didn't even play into it, and would say, oh no. Anyway, this turned into a year straight of playing things like Gary's Mod and VR chat, but I also had a group chat at the time that constantly changed names. Currently it's called Silent Reading Group and hasn't had a message sent in it for over 3 years, but it's got good and bad memories. It was active every day and had all my friends in it, which Autumn did not like. I refused to close it though. I did end up lashing out a lot. I'd get a message in the middle of my game, Autumn would get mad, and then I'd get mad. I'd hop in calls or texts and tell everyone to shut up. I'd mute the chat for long hours at a time, etc. Attention had to be focused on her. But also at this point, I actually started reciprocating. I haven't explicitly said it so far, but I didn't know how to reciprocate love during any of this, let alone when I wasn't even being loved. This part makes me really uncomfortable, especially because some of the things I said had specific reactions from her. I never reciprocated sexually, let me be clear. So this is a horrible time to jump in, but after sifting through some DMs trying to look for our encounter back in 2021, turns out I did. I really did. It wasn't in detail, because I didn't understand what was going on, or how it worked. I didn't know how to sex, but oh, I did. I also did shit in-game where, like, I'd go up to her and I'd tower over her, and then I'd flirt and tease her and shit like that, and it's dumb, and I'd want to die. But I did, and she should have put a stop to that, considering she was a 17-year-old at this point, but you know what? Whatever, I guess. Who cares? Who gives a shit? I don't know, not me. That's for sure. But she sure did. I basically just learned how to flirt on a basic level. I didn't know anything deeper than that, but she ate it up. It was also really weird because I ended up becoming the dominant partner, at least with what we were doing. The 17-year-old was literally being a submissive, soft bean when a 12-year-old was flirting with them. As a 17-year-old now, I'd vomit if a 12-year-old tried to flirt with me. Not get turned on by it or get all giddy, what the fuck? As the year went on, when they tried pulling some of the story stunts, I didn't care. I'd go to bed in the middle of them, and they also complained that I had the same reaction every time and struggled to speak to people in depth. I still struggle with this, but I try to make it less obvious and vary my responses. But I have noticed that if you show me something or say something, I'll most likely say the same thing I did last time. Still trying to kick that habit. Bella makes a wild comeback, though. Autumn told me one day that she was playing Gary's Mod with Bella, and I immediately felt sick considering past events I haven't brought up, which... just a little off-script TLDR on what that was. Bella would make group chats and let Autumn scream at me how she wanted to break up, and then just leave it at that. Now, fun fact, I have dissociative identity disorder. I wonder how that happened. I didn't know it at the time, but from what I've seen and this, I had a Kokichi fictive, and Makoto, but that was later. Bella and Autumn spent the day in Gary's Mod beating the shit out of a Kokichi model and posting about how they hated him, which you're fine to do, but this made me feel a wee bit uncomfortable. I brought it up to her and got hit with the, you know you're not Kokichi, right? Yeah, I know. It sounds chronically online, but I was a 12-year-old trying to cope, leave me alone. They soon threw me into a literal 2020 confrontation group chat, except it wasn't even a confrontation. They just started dogging on me. Both of them told me how shitty of a person I was, how they never wanted to talk to me again, how I was hurting Autumn, etc., etc. I left that group chat multiple times, but they added me back, and if I muted it or stopped responding, they spam me and tell me I was just making myself look worse, and that I needed to hear this because nobody else would dare to say it to my face. But take a shot at this point. When it was over and I had a violent breakdown on call at 1 a.m., we made up. Even decided to prank Bella in that group chat and got this lovely screenshot, but that's the end of that. The most important part of this, though, is October. Autumn has a heart condition. I've heard 500 things about what it could possibly be, but I know it's a heart condition. One day, they had a pig's heart. One day, it was partially made of metal. I actually haven't heard of this condition for several years now, so I'm very skeptical, but I'm choosing to believe it due to her having a very clear scar down the front of her body from a surgery. Could it have been something else? Sure. Doesn't really matter, though. Point is, she told me that in October, right before her birthday, she'd have another surgery and would go off the grid for a few weeks, and I prepared myself. So imagine my surprise when that time comes, and she blocks me. I had been completely dependent on her by now. I didn't think I had any friends, but sure. She just went off the grid. The next parts of this get fuzzy, but I started my archive server and logged some of what she did, so I've got screenshots from this time period. My friends in December of that year decided to prank Autumn, specifically Dusty.
Madison's ex, if you see this, say hello to the fake relationship dance sitting down edition, because I duped thee, haha.
It kind of backfired on them though, since we once again got into contact, but it didn't last. I noticed they were making clearly negative status posts and bios, and they had abandoned everyone at this point. I made the very public decision that I'd cut her off on the 20th at noon, which led her to write this.
I legit didn't do anything. I just told you I wanted to stop talking for a bit. What the hell? Like, seriously. What did I even? I need an explanation. This isn't fair. At all? I mean, what the fuck? Dude, you coulda just told me to my fucking face that you hated me or didn't trust me. Which? Why? Why don't you trust me? I haven't done literally anything to you. You can't paint yourself as the victim. Neither can I. We're both at fault. And low-key this is really childish and stupid. But I guess that's just your nature. I don't hate you. At all. But you're seriously a jerk. All of this is absolutely retarded. It doesn't need to happen. You've changed. And I don't know if it's for the better anymore. I used to think you were the best person ever. That you could do no wrong. But now that I think about it, the red flags were very apparent and I am stupid for ignoring them. I should be the one to not trust you. You're a horrible person. I am sorry, but it's true. I really wish we could be genuine friends, I really do, but sadly it seems that bridge has finally burned down. I am sorry it had to be this way, but I hope you have a good life. Please, stay out of my life. I don't regret meeting you, but I don't know. I am starting to. 2018 and early 2019 were great, but then you started to become apathetic. It was so sad to watch someone I cared about and loved turn into this selfish monster. You don't care about other people unless it's convenient. It's honestly distasteful. You're horrible. I hate to say these things, I really do, but they have to be said. I can't be quiet and let you pretend you're fully the victim. Newsflash. You're not. You're literally an abusive person, and I feel bad for everyone that talks to you. They're blind to your toxicity. But wait until they realize who you really are. You'll be all alone. And I am not gonna be there for you to vent to. Not anymore. Never again. And honestly, I am glad. Bye. I don't even care anymore.
Honestly, that should have been where all of this ended, but as I'm sure you all know, it didn't. Over the next 11 months, I got a new friend group and wrote the banger story, The Western Four, with Lucy, Dusty, and Yuki. They were there for me when I didn't really have anyone else. Dusty was also keeping me in check. We started dumping things into the archive, and we also kept up to date on her accounts. We copied the links and would mark down every time she changed it. You might say it was a bad idea, but actually this shows a pattern. More specifically, that she was stalking me and my accounts. Everything I got into, she got into. Still into Danganronpa? So is she. I got into the Walton Files. So did she. I got into Friday Night Funkin'. So did she. But there were also several times she set her account to public and wrote a giant apology in the bio. I saw several of these, but I only accepted one of them. When I reached my 11-month milestone of being away for her, I jabbed at her in my public bio. I don't think I have the screenshot of it anymore, but it said something along the lines of, "It's been 11 months, you know who you are." And she went public with another apology, and I went straight to Dusty. But this time, I accepted it. And Dusty chewed me out.
No, please just don't make this more than it is right now.
'Cause chances are, you probably aren't gonna listen to what I say. But Madison, why in the actual fuck would you want to talk to Autumn in general? Like, boom. You see, she's changed somewhat. That's when you dial it back and get the fucketh out of there.
Even if all that shit happened, we still got along well when nothing was happening. I kinda miss it.
Are you serious? Please tell me this is a funny, it's just a joke, right? Like, do you need a reminder of all the things she did?
No.
'Cause, let me tell you, that shit is in my head on fucking repeat. And I hate her for what she did to you, to my friend. But why in the fuck would you want to be friends with her?
I still don't know.
Well then, let's look deep into it. First one, is this about validation? Like you feeling like you were somewhat the problem and wanting to make amends with someone who doesn't deserve it?
No.
Well, that's my only real question for it. So just look deep at this, at the face of why, in the God's holy hell, would you want to befriend your pedophile and your fucking abuser? That's like if you escape your kidnapper, just covered in cuts and blood. And then a year later, you call them up for beers or something.
Like Stockholm Syndrome.
Hell, if I fucking know, might consider it with the fact you're trying to befriend the person who preyed on you and abused you. Like, am I wrong for thinking that doing this is, 100%, without a doubt, stupid and will end badly for you?
No.
I'm not mad at him for it anymore. That anger was very well deserved. I wish I listened to him, but, what can you do now? So, how did things go after? As most of you know, these years were when I went into my depressive spiral. Surprisingly, Autumn wasn't really a part of it, but she sure as hell tried to be. So, we're gonna rapid fire through shit she did because I genuinely can't bring myself to care anymore. We get back into contact, and she tells me she went to therapy and has some diagnoses. Mini script edit. I was about to say I do believe she has these, but I only believe she has one, that being borderline personality disorder. The reason I'm starting to question these is because she told me she also got diagnosed with DID, but fairly recently she told me that wasn't the case, so I don't know what to believe anymore. The main two she used to explain the shit she did to me was BPD and psychosis. Next, she's not gonna do the stories anymore. Great. I can confirm she didn't, though. But she made it very clear she still liked me. She'd flirt with me a lot. I had a Kyle fictive, and she changed her profile to be Stan because that fictive, like Stan, However, I got a boyfriend at this time, also known as... I love remembering this point of my life. She got a little bit upset when I got with him, and once again tried to do the going off the grid shit, but I didn't care this time because I had people to rely on at the time. Fast forward to when me and my boyfriend break up, and I actually don't remember how involved Autumn was. By the time me and Stu broke up, I was violently stuck in my own head, always asleep, and usually only awake for an hour. And Neo was there, but who's counting? Any part of my life with her didn't have any negative effects on me though, so that should tell you how focused I was on her at this point. Though, I also remember sometime during this period, we were playing Genshin, and we were role-playing the characters, and she started genuinely flirting and trying to get with me under the guise of roleplay. I immediately left the call and she posted an apology that's also lost the time, so everything just got slower from here, especially as I got into high school. I ended up back in my life somehow and I was way more focused on him, but also Knox. I post about us all the time, I yap about them all the time. Autumn knew who Knox was, obviously, because they followed both my Instagram accounts where I posted about my life, and Knox is part of my life. Crazy. Well, one day I noticed Autumn tried ghosting me again and left this at my door.
I did deactivate for a bit on both Insta and here, but I decided to talk about it instead of leaving first. Do you actually like me or do you just tolerate me? You can be honest. I see you gas up this person referring to Knox, which is fine, obviously, but you never seem to do that for me. And I just feel a bit left out, I don't know. I feel like you don't really like me that much. And it's fine if you outgrew me, man, I understand. Just please tell me if you still want me around or not. Thank you.
I agreed to stop posting about them and keep any mention to them to my Discord status and servers we shared, so poor little Autumn's feelings wouldn't get hurt. You're a 20-year-old getting upset that a 17-year-old is posting about having friends in high school. Get over yourself. How sad does your life have to be to reach this level of lolcount material? That became one of the main events that led me to start distancing, because whether they realized it or not, Knox is and was one of the biggest factors in conversation with me. You can't ask me how my life's been and be surprised when I talk about hanging out with my friends for the majority of it. Over time, they occasionally asked me to play Genshin, but I strayed away from that too. Here's more rapid firing about what they identify and believe in. They're rad queer and collect contradictory flags and identities like Pokemon, identify as a pro shipper and defend it, and the shit she's done is just being anti-harassment. She shipped incest. It's like crazy shit, like how simping for real-life serial killers isn't bad because thirsting over the man who murdered your family won't hurt you. And other stuff. The official straw that broke the camel's back for me to finally lash out at them once and for all has to do with a certain historical event that just happened. TLDR, I saw the video of Charlie Kirk getting shot. No warning, just right in my face. It's not the worst video I've seen of someone dying, but it still messed me up, and I very openly had a negative reaction on Twitter. So you can imagine my surprise when I opened the platform and they're reposting shit directed at me, also reposting the video when I specifically said I didn't want to see it and was having, again, a very bad reaction. And apparently that meant I support Charlie. Pro tip, it doesn't. I just don't get giddy at the sight of people dying no matter who it is, which, if you didn't grow up watching gore videos, is actually a pretty normal reaction. I was a very normal amount of pissed and finally wrote this and sent it to them. After that, I started blocking them everywhere. It took me a couple of days to find all their accounts and block them, but I managed. That same day, I made a very long paragraph detailing a general synopsis to Knox, as I'd been doing something I've done with others for a while, hiding Autumn's identity. Somewhere in the middle of all this, I convinced myself they had changed. They didn't. They just got better at hiding it, trying to rope me into absolutely vile shit. But I was also afraid of what people would think, as I had already been chewed out and frowned on for getting back into contact. Although I understand their anger, I do think people should have been more gentle and thorough in their explanations with me, since that anger pushed me away from revealing that Dior, Chloe, whatever, was Autumn. So I pretended like they were different people, including to my therapist when I went to her, but not anymore. Autumn did respond to me, but they couldn't even bother to send it to me directly. I had to find it myself, and I remembered I had to get on my laptop and block their Steam accounts, only to be met with this.
Hi, sorry I couldn't tell you this properly. I think I'm too mentally unstable and immature to keep up a friendship. I tried my best, but I'm at a point where I feel like if I do literally anything, you'll hate me. Obviously, that's not your fault. I just need to get treatment. I'll try to be better. Also, in case you're wondering, probably not, I don't hate you. Not at all. I wish you a great life. I care about you always. Thank you for being my friend, and it was fun while it lasted. Good luck in college and stuff. I hope you have a very successful career in whatever you decide to do. If you want, you're free to block me on everything. That's cool. But if you want to keep a means for communication, that's also fine. You're free to do whatever you feel is right. I admit that I have so many issues, and I'm really going to try my best to work on them for my sake and for everyone around me's sake. I hope you don't hate me either.
And for the record, I do hate you. I despise you more than anyone else in this world, aside from maybe. You're both on the same level to me. You have permanently ruined my life in ways that I can't even remember, but I still have to deal with the lasting effects of it. I couldn't love people properly because of you. I genuinely believed I had no friends when they were right there in front of me, because I was so used to relying on you. I lashed out at people a lot. I became apathetic. I'd also blame you for why I get so fucking clingy with people I love and go into panic mode at the slightest hint of perceived danger. Because the things they don't even notice are something you'd blow up and cut me off over. I haven't even gone into detail on everything I remember, but those 2, maybe 3 years when we first met, those felt like some of the longest years of my life. No thanks to you. Let's say it how it is. You emotionally and mentally abused me. You love-bombed me, say how great of a partner I was, and how you were so lucky to have me. The bullshit like you did, constantly breaking up with me and scolding me. You'd pick me apart with a fine-tooth comb, put every negative trait you hated about me on full display for me to see, and I'd annihilate that part of myself. A 10, 11, and 12-year-old, tailoring their personality to fit what you wanted, because they acted like a child. I was a child. I wasn't evil like you said I was. I wasn't a horrible person like you said I was. I was a child. You told me back in 2020 that one day I'd be all alone. That I'd have nobody with me once they'd opened their eyes and saw how much of a manipulated bitch I was. But look at where you are. You've got nobody. Even when you tried, you have nobody. Because you relied on a child to fix your self-esteem. How sad. I've got people who love me and want to see me do better. Who want me to stay in their lives. People who actually love me. And I'm doing so much better than you ever will be. Because I actually try. Autumn turns 21 next month, which is crazy to think about. Even if I'm the same age she was when she did all the shit to me, I still can't understand why she'd ever do what she did. I can't see myself bullying and guilt-tripping a 12-year-old for shits and giggles, let alone falling in love with them and all of this. I don't think I'll ever truly understand why she did what she did, or how she truly feels about me. That's kind of what happens when you're a chronic liar, though, so. All I have left to say? To Autumn, from the bottom of my heart, fuck you.
I apologize if I sound funny right now. It is 8 in the morning and I want to get this video done. Obviously, I have to give a massive trigger warning for grooming and Autumn being sexual towards me when I was a minor. These screenshots are from when I was 10 and 14. I have more of them from when I was 14 because anything she did when I was 10 was mostly on Steam, so I can't find it anymore, except it doesn't really matter because it's still gross. The only difference is when I was 10 it was a little bit more memey than it was when I was 14, and we'll get there. I know this should be obvious, but this is not going to be an easy video to watch or listen to, so I'm just gonna say now, just take breaks if you need to. I imagine some of my friends who had no idea about any of this are gonna get extremely mad, so I'm also gonna ask that you take breaks to calm down and continue watching this with a at least little bit clear head so that you can take in the information a bit better. I also know some people are gonna ask me, well, didn't you remember any of this? Or even when you added Autumn back in 2021, didn't you remember that she was being sexual with you? I'll let you take a guess, especially with my diagnosis. This video isn't scripted like my last one, so I'm just gonna go through and read all the screenshots instead of explain what was happening at the time like I did in my last video. I won't change my voice to show which one of us is talking because I'm too tired. I just want to get this over with. So if you can look at the screenshots to know who's talking, I think it'll be a little bit obvious though. So with that out of the way, it's time to get into the first thing that I don't have to read. So back when I was 10, I brought this up in my last video, but Bella was a mutual friend of me and Autumn, and from the moment me and Autumn started dating, she asked a lot like, oh, well, you know, where's my grandkids? And I brought up how Autumn really wanted to do erotic roleplays with me, and I said that I only did one. Technically, there were multiple that I did. I just didn't realize it. If I wouldn't do erotic roleplay, Autumn would instead channel whatever urge she had through fanfiction. I recently remembered being in a call with Bella and Autumn, and we were reading not safe for work fanfictions, but Autumn made me and her replace the characters' names with our own, and we read it out with Bella in the call, following along. And I then remembered that a lot of times when we were in call back in 2018, and I'm assuming 2019, except I can't find any from 2019, she would be distracted in the middle of our calls, and I learned very quickly it would be because she was always reading something not safe for work related, and I'd get uncomfortable because I was 10, and when I asked her to stop or put it down, she'd get really mad or upset, and if she did, she would give me very short responses when I tried to continue the conversation, or she would act really sad. And that's how she convinced me or guilt tripped me to let her continue reading it. Unfortunately, that was only one of the ways that she did it. If I didn't let her put it back up, she would instead say, well, why don't you just read it with me? Because according to her, if I knew that she was gonna be reading Not Safe for Work in the call, then why call with her? Because she's gonna want to do that. So if I really wanted to call with her, then I had to read it with her, because that's what she wanted to do. And I remember saying okay quite a few times. She would send me the fan fiction and I'd pull it up and she would read it out loud and I'd follow along or comment on it. I can't remember anything that I said, but I do remember that one of them was a Dragon Ball fan fiction, so that was fun, especially because the thumbnail was uncensored, but you know, I can't find whichever Discord chat that was in, and I don't want to. So I found a video on my old YouTube channel a while ago, and I found this speed paint. I'll let you take a guess on what's happening here. I want you to note that the timestamp for this is in April of 2018, so I was 10, and that will be brought up later. When I noticed this timestamp, I was a little confused because I have a vivid memory of Autumn asking me to plan a day where I'd come home from school or I'd already be home and we would do an erotic roleplay together. When I saw April, I was confused because I vividly remembered that day being the 1st of March, because I also remember sitting in my 5th grade class, staring at the wall and agonizing over the idea and feeling sick over it because I was uncomfortable. But I also had the mindset at the time that if I agreed to do it, she would stop asking. But when March 1st came around, she canceled it because she said she grew uninterested when she was really just mad that I was still uncomfortable by the day came. In the comments, I found this. I know there's a JK here, but most of the time she wasn't joking. I also say, let's just go adopt some kid and tell Colds is her grandchild. Colds, or Coldy, is Bella, by the way. That's just what I called her at the time. And then this comment of Autumn saying when Senpai doesn't want to smash. And then we have this video, which is called Me and Autumn Have a Child Now. It also makes me realize why when I was 10, I had a very harsh abrasion to 4 from Battleford BFDI, which sounds really funny until you realize it's because that character had to do with this erotic roleplay. In the comments of the video, she says, we made the child because he put on the 4 suit. If you haven't have put it on, Junior wouldn't exist. When I was 10, Autumn would, like seeing me get jealous even over like fictional characters. So one time I drew some art of me dressed up as 4 because that was one of the biggest character crushes that she had at the time. And when she saw the artwork, she got in the comments and was like, oh, well, if you're dressed up as 4, and it went from there. This was the erotic roleplay I brought up in my last video where I said I only did one and she complained that I was really bad at it. That was this one. It gets better though, because after I say exactly in response to her comment, she responds to me again with, it's my fault for being a pervert. And then in an unrelated comment, I type, hey, me and Autumn didn't adopt this child, new record. So everything else after this point is from when I was 14, and this is also when it gets a little graphic. So I'm just gonna read the rest of these out. Please take a break right now if you need to and come back. I also need to give a little context because I don't explain in the screenshots. There was a time where Autumn told me that she was Wiccan, which I believe, as one of my friends told me, it's a closed religion, so. But she claimed to be Wiccan because she claimed to know magic and would use it on me. And one of the ways she did this is she had a giant, stuffed bear, I want to say life-sized one, the really big ones. And she would do a spell, so whatever she did to that bear, I would be able to feel. That will be what we're talking about if I ever claim to feel anything in these chats, or if she claims to be doing something, that's what that's in reference to. We also used to mostly talk in our Discord statuses, which meant my friends could see what we were doing, but I didn't really care, so that was fun. And one of the things she did was she pinned the bear's arm up above its head, both of them. But then someone named Scooter Rat added her, and that's where these conversations come from. So here we go. I don't know. Here's some of our convo. I'm not. You are. It's an inside joke on the foul. So you make sexual/romantic jokes with a 14-year-old? The fuck is your issue? You mean the fuck is your issue? You know damn well it's bad to be fucking around with a 14-year-old, yet you still do it. Legit. Can you fuck off, Lamau? No. Cool. Tell them this. Scooter, you're fucking stupid, Lamau. It's not like that. He says I'm grooming you. How the fuck? Scooter, he's not actually 19 yet. Bro, Scooter, you're... It'd be bad if it was in a sexual way. We aren't fucking, Lamau. Especially if I wasn't okay with it. Exactly. Like, I make sure you're okay with the shit I'm doing. Now, you see, Scooter, you have no say in my personal relationships, dude. Why are you bothering me, bro? Why are you fucking with girls on Discord? Why is it your business? Because it is. Also, is Makoto allowed to reclaim the R-slur? I'm not. Shut up, you immature, stupid bitch. I'm physically and mentally disabled, so I reclaim it on behalf of him. I can clearly see that. But what about Makoto? Can they reclaim? Why does it matter? Stay in your own lane, kid. Yeah, so here's this shit. You clearly don't want to answer because you don't want to admit what a disgusting 19-year-old you are, right? You know, it's really sad that you're 19 and do that. I'm not even 19, LaFau. Why are you lying? I'm not 19. But you are. No? Yes? No, I'm not, Lamau. I can confirm you aren't 19. Not till October of this year, Lamau. They probably read one of your earlier bios. So that's the end of the Scooter Rat screenshots. And now we get into a lot of DMs that spanned over a few days. I brought up in my last video how I have a Kyle fictive, and she pretended to be Stan for a while because that fictive, like, Stan? Just Scan. I will be referring to her as Stan in these screenshots. No, don't. I'll call you a good boy. I'll say it. You're a good boy, Stan. You're my good boy. Shut up. I will bite you. Bet. Okay. Heart. Good. What? I said good. Why good? I want you to. Okay, wait, what the fuck? Is this a new kink? Don't add it to the list. Hang on. No, wait. Done. What? I added name calling to the list. I like it when you call me names. That's... Can you call me names too, Lumphao? Like what, bitch? I don't know. Fucking moan right here. Fucking bitch is one of them, isn't it? Yeah. Ho, you're my ho. Hell yeah, I am. Gay whore, shaking my head. Ooh, what? What? Help, why the ooh? Because, ooh, what does it mean, help? I like that one, a lot. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, gay whore, do it again. Oh my, gay whore. That should satisfy for now. What the fuck, bro? What? What do you mean, satisfy? Help? I mean, I'll ask you to do it again soon. Did you fucking get off to that or something? Help? I just really liked it. I did. What about it? You know what? That's great. Love that for you. Glad to know I've made you find an interesting kink. Yes. Gay whore. Whoa. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Also, I must go to the doctor's. Right now? Yeah. Oh, okay. Bye, gay whore. I'll be making out with you, lol. Why did I get a nikocado? What? Bye, baby. Okay, bye. I'll bite you. Do it. Okay. Yay. Kinky bitch. I think we've passed that. Yeah, this is our kinkiest relationship, Lofau. You don't say, Lamau. I mean, I'm fine with that. Can I kiss your collarbone? God, yes. Lol. I mean, whoa. Listen. A lot of laughing. That's really gay. Alright then, bet. I wanna know, baby. No. Why, please? No, be a good boy and shush. Moan. Okay. Good boy. Another moan. No, not Tilda. Help. Well, now you know how much I like being called a good boy. Clearly a lot. Gay. I only like it if you call me it. Shaking my head makes it even gayer. Shut up, Kyle. I like everything you do to me. That sounds... Bye. Oh. I want to make out, so I'm having a stroke, Lymphal. What? I want to make out with you, Kyle. Then do it. No. Why? Because I said no. Well, why no? Because I've already made out with you for 3+ hours today. That's gay now that I say it. Yeah, you don't say. Shaking my head, gay as fuck. Very gay. Only for you. Good. Shut up, bitch. No, shut up, bitch. Now, time to kiss you. Yay. Another goddamn moan. Then maybe kiss you all over. Kinda gay. I know. It could be worse. I could bite you all over. What if I sucked on your neck? I'd die. Why? If you biting my neck feels pretty good, that would just kill me. Another moan? Well, guess I'll be sucking on your neck then. I feel lightheaded just from reading that. Are you ready? No. Do it. If you need to take a break, I'd say do it now. 'Cause, yeah, it doesn't get better. Shut up, I'm sucking on your collarbone. Oh, I bit it a bit. What? The combination of sucking and biting. I'm having a stroke. Why? Why do I like this? Help. You're supposed to. You'd be weird if you didn't, Lumpal. I know. I'm not sorry because you love it. I love it too. Blah, 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 blah. Hang on. Let me be a bit rougher. No. Another moan. How does that feel? Shut the fuck up. Why? I'm telling the truth. I know. Who knows? Maybe I'll discover other shit that you like by the time we meet. I hope it's not very much. Well, I'll be doing a lot of tests. Within the legal limitations, obviously, lol. Well, I'll be dying a lot. Well, I need a minute. Woo. Glad to know you like that so much. Why are you glad? 'Cause now I'll know something I'll be able to do when we meet IRL. Well, you'll get to see me die slowly. Yeah, that'll be fun for you, won't it? It'll be fun for you too. Don't even act like it won't, Lupao. Oh, baby, imagine when I get to do this IRL. I will die even more. Good. Yeah. Shut. I'm gonna be even rougher. I'm gonna lick your neck a bit as well. I'm already dying enough. Oh man, Kyle. Imagine when you're legal. You'll probably be dying even more. Yeah, I will be, Lamau, 'cause your weird ass said a part of you wanted that weirdo. Lol, I'm joking. Listen, man, am I wrong? Not really, mostly, but I mean, same, but that's kinda not legal yet, so gotta wait, Lamau. I know. Hi, FBI, how are you? Hi, FBI, you know I have done worse. Kink list. Stan. Hi, babe. Hi, I'm tired, Stan. Same. Perfect, cause for some goddamn reason it's 9:53. Pog, we can cuddle. Yes, me. Can we cuddle yet? No, not until you go to bed, loser. I'm not reading that. Why can't it be now? Cause you need to wait. Why do I need to? Cause I said so. Fine. Why are you letting me tell you what to do, shaking my head? Because if I try, you'll just tell me to wait. Maybe you should be more assertive then, Kyle. Come on, man. What? Nothing. Okay, baby. Finally, yay. I gotta go to bed, Stan. Eager much? Fine, you can cuddle now, babe. Yes, I'm eager. Now shut the fuck up and come here. Okay. Also, kisses. Night. What? Good night. Psst, baby, you gotta go to bed now. I love you. I don't want to say this in the voice call in case you're sleeping. Don't want to disturb you with a heart. And that is the end of everything I found so far. I've been talking about this to mostly myself for a while, but I've been grappling with the fact that this has messed me up, and I thought I just came out, a little freaky because I was silly. No, I'm a lot more traumatized than I thought I was. The only thing now is, I know how to be normal when Autumn didn't. I don't use children or my friends for outlets. I don't constantly talk about things like this to my friends. I'm normal because I know how to control myself, but she didn't. So that's been a little bit hard to accept, but there's not much I can really do about it. So I kind of just have to accept it. Yeah, I'm mostly a little bit freaky because I was groomed when I was a kid, and I completely blocked everything out. And yeah, like I said, she only backed off when I got with Stu because I told her to. But now I understand why when I got with Stu, she tried to go off the grid again and said, oh, this friendship isn't gonna work out. It's because even when she was being sexual with me, I chose someone else instead of her. Even after she said all this shit imagine when we meet up IRL, imagine when you're legal. That was horrible to find. We're at the end of the video now. I don't know what else to say. I guess just thank you for actually paying attention, and I'm sorry that I had to let everybody find out this way because I didn't remember either.